everybody. I'm Patrick Shaka, editor-in-chief of Yachting Magazine. I'm here today at the Miami International Boat Show with Erwin Bomps, brand director for Prestige Yachts, and Rosalie Legal, product marketing manager for Prestige Yachts' new M line. So, Erwin, Rosalie, what is the M line?
Well, the M line, Patrick, is our brand new family of products that we're about to introduce.
And that is not a monohull. It's
a multi-hull. And it's the newest edition and the extension of our already existing families of F, S, and X line.
And that's really the news that we're talking about right here. The M line is a power cat.
That's right.
It's a power cat. So we have all these wonderful monohulls that you've built, and now you're entering the power cat market. And this is a power cat that was designed as a power cat from the ground up. This is not a sailboat hull that's been kind of converted to work as a power cat.
Correct. Yes. That was the heart of our strategy because we looked at the market, we tried to understand the market trends. We've got a huge portfolio of clients within the Prestige brand, and we realized that one of the key trends was people were seeking for more space on board, much more comfort. They're also considering fuel consumption is also a consideration as well. Other elements of comfort like stability and everything. So that's how we came to the conclusion that catamarans, multi-hull was a great platform to really emphasize on these trends, to really work on these trends. But to make it right, to make it really optimized, to really exploit the platform of a catamaran, we needed to start from a white paper and to build a pure motor yacht catamaran.
So how long have you been in development on the M line project?
A few years, a bit more than 2 years. It started a bit more than 2 years ago. It took time to us to really understand how we could develop the perfect base. We did a lot of electronic numeric simulation of the hull design to make sure it works on the water, because it's new. There are not so many power catamarans on the market today, so we really needed to go in depth regarding the hull design and the concept. We worked with the very famous architects to develop the hull, the platform. So we've worked with Philippe Briand, Yacht Design in France, who is who has a worldwide reputation for any kind of boat. And we also worked with Marc Lombard for the other project, same kind of people, and we combined this collaboration with Camillo Garroni, who is the historical designer of the Prestige line.
And so this first M yacht that's coming out, what size is it?
So the first one is the M48. So it's 40 feet. Yes, that's the first coming out. But we plan to develop, to invest on the full range of power catamarans. There will be a bigger one, around 60 feet, and we'll fill the gap also, and we'll see how it goes on the market.
So on this M48 that's coming, and if whatever you can discuss, we'd be happy to hear about it. On the performance side, what's going to be the power in the boat? What kind of performance you think you're going to see? What kind of range are we talking about with this boat?
Well, what we realized is that because people are more and more aware of the fact that what's really important when they are cruising is how it goes in a cruising speed. It's not the top speed anymore being the ultimate criterion when they choose their boat. So we really focus on the fact that the boat could offer a wide cruising range. So users could choose their speed according to their time, according to the fuel consumption they want to have, according to the sea state, of course. So catamaran really offer this opportunity because they don't go to planning speed, so they really offer stability at any speed. So basically the boat will run between 8 knots up to 19 knots, 20 knots as a top speed. And any speed between this range will be comfortable for the client and will be efficient as well.
One of the big things about the catamaran is the living space.
Yes.
Everybody just loves when they step on a catamaran, just seeing that volume.
Yes.
So what is kind of be on this first boat? What's the layout kind of going to be?
Well, one of the biggest, the largest advantage of creating a pure motor yacht base is that we could really optimize the dimension, let's say the box within we are working. And so what we did is that we kind of occupied the full platform, also the space between the two hulls. One of the weakest points of catamarans today is the fact that they offer great space on the main deck because of the beam. It's huge, it's wide, but the night space is limited to two hulls, so two narrow spaces. So what we did is, because we could arrange the height, all the dimension of the boat to make sure it's optimized, we used the space between the two hulls to create a night space. So at the end, the owner has the benefit to use the full beam of the space for the master area. Mm-hmm. So we created a huge master stateroom, which is even bigger than what you find on an equivalent size monohull. Mm-hmm. So it's even better. And also the guests have a similar space. There is no more VIP and then guest. Everyone has the same kind of space with the same comfort, bathrooms, ensuite and everything. Mm-hmm. So it's really balanced in terms of space, and we could enjoy all the opportunities of the beam of the boat in every area of the boat.
Now, we all know about the comfort, we know about the volume, we know about the range that we get out of all those wonderful benefits out of a catamaran. The other thing is, how do you, from an aesthetic standpoint, creating the lines in the profile, also create that wow when people look at it? Because historically, while they've always been very efficient, sometimes catamarans in profile don't have the same appeal as a monohull. So how did you address that to also then have aesthetically a beautiful boat from the outside, looking at it? So how was that challenge kind of addressed?
Well, that's where the magic of Camillo Garroni works, because as he said, he created the DNA, the design DNA of the Prestige brand, because he worked on it from the beginning. So it was easy from his standpoint to adapt this DNA to a multi-hull base. His intention was really to keep a motor yacht style profile, so something very sleek, and reusing all the codes that work so well on all the Prestige brand. A lot of natural light, elegant and long-lasting design, this kind of features. And of course, he added some touches that are typical to catamarans. He played with the bows design to make them a little bit reversed, so it gives some nice slickness. It kind of lengthened the boat. Yet it was a challenge because the proportions are not easy to work with. But at the end, having seen the boat in the water recently, because it's being finished, people are impressed because at the end it doesn't look bulky at all. It really looks sleek and like a motor yacht. And when you start turning around the boat, it becomes quite impressive to see those two hulls standing on the water with all the design that has been made on the hulls and the nacelle to make it a safe boat at sea. Yeah, we believe the range has a real character, and looks like motor yacht. So we don't shock people. It's easier to take them from a monohull to a multi-hull. The transition is easier. Yeah.
So there's a family resemblance, even though it's a twin-hull boat. And
Definitely.
I guess Garroni is a big part of that, being able to tie that all together.
Indeed, you mentioned the look of a traditional catamaran. Very often it is like a wide, big surface above the water, and that will not be the case with the line that we are introducing. So the idea is indeed, as you said, to have a family feel across all the different families of the Prestige brand, and the fact that we continue to work with Garroni Design, with whom we started over 30 years ago now, wow, has allowed them to understand the DNA on the brand and help it form as well. And so there's a big consistency in the lines between the F line, the X line, the S line, and the new M line.
One of the interesting things about your brand is that it has global appeal. So if you're a North American buyer or if you're a European buyer, it appeals to a wide audience. And to be honest with you, how do you do that? Because that is not an easy thing to do because there's different sensibilities in each marketplace.
Yeah, correct. So it's very hard to design a boat that has to be suitable for all cruising grounds worldwide at the same time. And so we have to think about options that we can apply, about configurations that we can apply that will suit cruising in Asia as much as the Mediterranean and Florida. So it's quite challenging at the product concept phase already. And then we have to think, of course, about all the feedback we have been given over the years, and to make sure that we don't try to accommodate to every wish we have had out there, but that we find a common ground between all the different needs and wishes that customers have expressed over the years. So the fact that we are so widely distributed already, and having probably one of the largest distribution networks worldwide in the business allows us to catch clients and their feedback worldwide. And that allows us to distill it and create products from the outset made for a global audience.
Just out of curiosity, you said this project's been in development for a couple of years now. What is it that has changed in the minds of boaters and yachtsmen today that catamarans are now, it's their time?
Well, maybe Rosalie can add some pointers, but I know that more than a decade ago, the first question was, what's the maximum speed this thing can do? It's no longer the first question. And I know that gyroscope stabilizers have helped us sell more boats than engine technology today. People are looking more for comfort and for a second home away from home than just something that brings them fast to the island or the cruising ground they hope to reach. There are new trends and new priorities in the lives of boaters.
No, I fully agree. We've seen that monohulls have been pushing the boundaries of their own envelope, of their own box, to maximize this comfort, creating new challenges for the architects of stability, of fuel consumption as well. So, yeah, for us, it's catamarans are the natural transition and next generation of motor yachts, because they easily answer to these really growing needs. Yeah.
All right. So now that we've introduced that the M48 is happening, when are we going to see the M48 on the water?
Oh, we can't wait to introduce it either. It's being prepared already, the first hull, but it will see its global premiere at the Cannes Boat Show in September in Europe, and then after that at the Fort Lauderdale show in 2022.
Oh, fantastic. It's not that far away.
No, it's not.
Erwin, Rosalie, thank you so much for your time today and introducing us to the M-Line. We can't wait to see it. And this is Patrick Schaka, Editor-in-Chief of Yachting Magazine, signing off from the Miami International Boat Show. But stay tuned for more, because more is coming.